History remembers their names in fear. Stalin, Pol Pot, Franco. Names tied not to glory but to terror, war, and ruthless rule. But what if you could see them again? Not just in blurry black and white photos, but in sharp, AI-restored clarity. Thanks to the power of artificial intelligence, we've resurrected 20 of the world's most notorious dictators. These aren't just images, they're chilling windows into the eyes of men who ruled with iron fists and left deep scars on the world. Let us know in the comments which one shocked you the most. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Let's begin. Number 1. Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin was the leader of the Soviet Union from the 1920s until his death in 1953. His reign is infamous for its purges, forced collectivization, man-made famines, and the vast Gulag prison system. These brutal policies led to the deaths of millions. Stalin's legacy is one of absolute control, terror, and paranoia, where loyalty was demanded and dissent was crushed mercilessly. The AI-restored image of Stalin brings this dark legacy to life with haunting clarity. His cold, emotionless eyes and rigid expression reflect a man who ruled through fear and suspicion. The face we now see in high definition offers a chilling window into the architect of the Great Terror. Number 2. Pol Pot. Pol Pot, the infamous leader of Cambodia's Khmer Rouge, led one of the most horrifying genocides of the 20th century. From 1975 to 1979, his regime sought to create a classless agrarian society, but at the cost of nearly 2 million lives. Intellectuals, minorities, and even those wearing glasses were targeted. Starvation, forced labor, and mass executions became the norm. The AI-enhanced image of Pol Pot reveals a face disturbingly void of remorse. His blank expression and calm demeanor are almost surreal when you consider the atrocities he oversaw. It's a face that embodies the terrifying power of ideology taken to the extreme. Number 3. Francisco Franco. Francisco Franco ruled Spain with an iron fist from the end of the Spanish Civil War in 1939 until his death in 1975. A military strongman, Franco maintained control through censorship, repression, and the imprisonment of political opponents. Under his regime, dissent was silenced and thousands of lives were destroyed. The AI-restored image of Franco reintroduces a man who exuded authority and discipline. His stern expression and militaristic appearance reflect the face of authoritarian rule. Decades later, his legacy still sparks fierce debate within Spain, a reminder of how deeply his dictatorship scarred the nation. Number 4. Benito Mussolini. Benito Mussolini, the founder of Italian fascism and ally of Adolf Hitler, ruled Italy with a mix of violent repression, grand propaganda, and imperial ambition. He led the country into catastrophic wars and was responsible for numerous atrocities in Africa and beyond. The AI restoration of Mussolini shows a bold and theatrical persona, a face designed to project power and charisma. Yet behind the bluster was a regime built on violence and nationalist fervor. His downfall was as dramatic as his rise, but his restored image reminds us how charisma can often conceal cruelty. Number 5. Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was the authoritarian ruler of Iraq from 1979 to 2003. His time in power was marked by wars, purges, torture, and brutal crackdowns on dissent. From the Iran-Iraq War to the invasion of Kuwait, Saddam plunged his nation into repeated conflict. His secret police enforced a regime of fear, and mass graves testify to the horrors committed under his watch. The AI-enhanced image of Saddam brings out his sharp, commanding features and cold gaze, a visual reminder of a man whose rule brought immense suffering to the Iraqi people and the wider region. Number 6. Idi Amin. Idi Amin, often called the Butcher of Uganda, ruled from 1971 to 1979. His reign was marked by ethnic persecution, economic collapse, and widespread murder. An estimated 300,000 people were killed during his dictatorship. Known for his bizarre and grandiose claims, including calling himself the King of Scotland, Amin was both feared and ridiculed. The AI-enhanced portrait of Amin is deeply unsettling. His face shows both pride and menace, the unsettling mix of a man who wielded absolute power with terrifying unpredictability. Number 7. Nicolae Ceausescu. Nicolae Ceausescu ruled Romania with authoritarian zeal from 1965 until his overthrow and execution in 1989. His rule combined communist repression with an extreme cult of personality. While his people suffered under shortages and fear, Ceausescu lived in opulence. The AI recreated image captures the arrogance etched into his face, a man clearly disconnected from the suffering of his nation. His downfall was swift and brutal, but the shadow of his reign still lingers in Romanian memory. Number 8. Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung was the founding leader of North Korea and ruled from 1948 until his death in 1994. He established one of the most tightly controlled regimes in modern history, with a surveillance state, rigid propaganda, and a powerful cult of personality. The AI rendering of his early days shows a youthful dictator exuding calm and confidence. Yet behind that exterior was a man who laid the foundation for a dynasty of totalitarian rule. His legacy continues through his descendants, and the state he built remains one of the most closed and repressive in the world. Number 9. Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong, the founding father of the People's Republic of China, led with a revolutionary vision that plunged the country into chaos. The Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution led to the deaths of tens of millions. Yet Mao remains a revered figure in China, a paradox of reverence and horror. The AI-enhanced image of Mao shows a leader who appears thoughtful, even wise, but beneath that lies a history of mass suffering. His face is a haunting symbol of how grand visions can turn deadly. Number 10. Augusto Pinochet. Augusto Pinochet ruled Chile after a military coup in 1973, replacing a democratically elected government. Under his rule, thousands were tortured, killed, or disappeared. Pinochet justified his actions as necessary to save the nation from communism. The AI resurrected image reveals a man of rigid discipline with a calm but cold expression, the face of a general who saw himself as the savior of the nation, regardless of the human cost. Pinochet's legacy continues to divide Chilean society to this day. Number 11. Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi ruled Libya for over 4 decades with a mix of radical ideology, fear, and spectacle. Rising to power in 1969, Gaddafi styled himself a revolutionary leader, rejecting traditional titles and claiming to govern through the will of the people. In reality, his rule was marked by repression, torture, and state-sponsored terror. He funded international terrorism and crushed domestic opposition. The AI-restored image shows a man with flamboyant style and piercing eyes, a face that once commanded both fear and fascination. His dramatic fall in 2011 ended an era, but his ghost still haunts Libya. Number 12. Enver Hoxha. Enver Hoxha ruled Albania with extreme isolationism and paranoia from 1944 to 1985. Under his leadership, Albania became one of the most closed-off and repressive countries in the world. Hoxha eliminated all political opponents, banned religion, and built thousands of concrete bunkers out of fear of invasion. The AI-enhanced image reveals a stern, calculating figure, one who saw enemies everywhere and ruled through fear. His regime left Albania economically devastated and psychologically scarred. Number 13. Slobodan Milošević. Slobodan Milošević was the Serbian leader during the Yugoslav wars of the 1990s. He was charged with war crimes, including genocide, for his role in the conflicts in Bosnia, Croatia, and Kosovo. His nationalist rhetoric fueled ethnic violence that led to mass killings and displacement. The AI restoration of Milošević presents a composed but cold face, reflecting a man whose ambitions tore a region apart. Though he died before his trial concluded, his legacy remains deeply controversial. Number 14. Rafael Trujillo. Rafael Trujillo ruled the Dominican Republic with absolute authority from 1930 until his assassination in 1961. His regime was infamous for its brutality, censorship, and cult of personality. Trujillo maintained tight control through the secret police and eliminated opponents with impunity. His AI-resurrected image shows a proud and immaculately dressed figure, a dictator who demanded worship and brooked no dissent. Though some praised his economic policies, the cost in human rights was staggering. Number 15. Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad, the current president of Syria, has become one of the most controversial figures of the 21st century. His rule since 2000 began with hopes of reform, but quickly turned violent during the 2011 uprising. The ensuing civil war has killed hundreds of thousands and displaced millions. Assad's AI image, captured in stark detail, shows a calm demeanor masking the iron grip of authoritarianism. His legacy continues to unfold, marked by war, displacement, and geopolitical tension. Number 16. Yahya Khan. Yahya Khan was Pakistan's military ruler during the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. Under his watch, mass atrocities were committed in East Pakistan, contributing to one of the worst humanitarian crises of the century. The AI restoration shows a military man hardened by conflict, yet detached from the suffering under his command. Yahya's rule ended in disgrace, and his legacy remains one of failure and national trauma. Number 17. Rafael Videla. Rafael Videla was the head of Argentina's military dictatorship from 1976 to 1981, a period known as the Dirty War. During his rule, thousands of people were tortured, disappeared, or murdered. Videla claimed to be saving Argentina from communism, but his regime used terror as a tool of control. The AI-enhanced image reveals a rigid and emotionless face, a man who led a campaign of state terror under the guise of national security. Number 18. Ante Pavelić. Ante Pavelić led the fascist Ustaša regime in Croatia during World War II, responsible for horrific crimes against Serbs, Jews, and Roma. A puppet of Nazi Germany, Pavelić's regime was among the most brutal in occupied Europe. The AI-restored portrait is eerie, a deceptively mild expression on the face of a man behind unimaginable atrocities. His story is a grim reminder of how ideology can transform men into monsters. Number 19. Fulgencio Batista. Fulgencio Batista was the Cuban dictator overthrown by Fidel Castro's revolution in 1959. Though initially elected, his later rule was marked by corruption, suppression of dissent, and a strong alliance with American interests. The AI reconstruction of Batista's image shows a man of style and confidence, but one whose authoritarianism fueled revolutionary flames. His fall paved the way for decades of communist rule in Cuba. Number 20. Ferdinand Marcos. Ferdinand Marcos ruled the Philippines for 2 decades, declaring martial law in 1972 and staying in power until 1986. His presidency was marked by cronyism, human rights abuses, and widespread corruption, with billions allegedly siphoned from public funds. The AI-enhanced photo brings to life a face that once dominated Philippine politics. Marcos wore the mask of stability while his regime silenced critics and looted the nation. His name still sparks fierce debate across generations. "20 faces, 20 regimes." Each AI-resurrected image is more than just a visual. It's a window into an era of fear, power, and control. Which of these figures unsettled you the most? Whose legacy continues to echo into today's world? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, stay curious and critical.